Murder is game over. I was sure while I was playing this that the title would make sense after I finished the game, but even after the credits rolled, it still didn't make any sense. Murder isn't game over. In fact, it's what starts the game. This looks like it was made with RPG Maker, but I couldn't confirm that. I'm not saying that as a slight to the game itself. One of my favorite games is an RPG Maker game called To the Moon. I do find it funny that a great deal of popular RPG Maker games are not actually turn-based RPGs like you would assume, but they decide to take the engine and push them into more creative ways. Now, before I go on, I do want to say this game was sent to me by the publisher. So like always, I want to disclose that. This has you playing as a detective named Guy and his dog Cleo. You come to a castle to investigate an accident with a gargoyle, which has fallen on its owner. However, since the title sort of spoils the fact this is a murder game, you're going to know there's more to it than just an accident. You'll switch between the detective and the dog. The dog will be able to see clues for you to investigate, and with the detective you can interview the witnesses. If you're still the dog when you try to interview someone, the person will react to the dog trying to talk to them, which was usually amusing. There are 8 suspects for you to talk to, and you're free to talk to them in any order you want, and the game is fairly open in the first half. You'll be investigating all the rooms, hoping you'll find clues, which might add new dialogue options to your investigation. One of the more annoying things in this title is that it's not very clear on how to do some things. Like, for example, there's a groundskeeper who locks off a part of the castle due to it being dangerous. He says that he will open it up for you with the key he has, but he doesn't do it. He never says he can't give you the key, he just mentions the key and moves on, making you wonder, how are you supposed to get this key? It turns out you have to get some dirt on him before that option comes up. This makes no sense. He says that he's willing to open it up for you. Why do you need to shake him down to get him to do this? Also, strangely, they block off areas by a cop who will ask you questions about the murder, and if you pass, he'll let you through. However, you can just keep guessing until you get it right, so it seems pointless. And who is this cop to question a detective doing his job? Hey, how about you stay in your lane and I'll stay in mine? In the second half, it becomes extremely linear, where one revelation will make you want to talk to a person, only to have them what they say make you want to talk to another, until you have all the information you need to solve the murder, and the game will actually confirm that you have all the information, so you don't need to guess if you do or not. The murder wasn't very difficult to solve. Even if you don't figure it out, when the detective gets all the suspects together, he will go over all the facts in the case, and if you get something wrong, they'll let you choose again, and you'll just keep doing this until everything is revealed. There is no way to lose. It was at this point I thought, okay, that was the first case, let's move on to the next one. As I started to get into the groove and understood how this game was played, but then it just ended. I looked it up and there actually is another case you can play, but it looks like a separate game. And this would have been better if they combined the two for this release, because it only really takes an hour and a half to beat this game, and that's being very generous. There are a couple side things for you to do, like being able to find 30 dog treats or solving riddles which will let you find a hidden treasure. Both of these things just add a scene to the final cutscenes before the credits roll. It really wasn't worth it, but at least it gives you something extra to do. Murder is game over is okay. As a detective game, it works just fine. It does feel like it ends too quickly. Now, the castle was small enough to make backtracking not a big deal. Plus, there are a few shortcuts, and the game does offer to jump you to a few locations because even the creators realize that backtracking is boring. Now, this is only $4.99, but I would still wait for it to go on sale. Maybe a little bit less than half of that. It's not bad, but it is short and has a very small amount of replayability. If you want to play a short detective game with a likable main character, I can recommend this when it's on sale.